In this video, you will learn how to graph quadratic functions in vertex form using the method of moving from the vertex. This is additional examples from the previous video of moving from the vertex method. So let's look at y equals negative x plus 3 quantity squared minus 2. First, we'll need to name the vertex. HK, so we have negative 3, negative 2. Go ahead and plot that point on the graph. So negative 3, negative 2, left 3, down 2. That will be your vertex point. We will then move one x value and two x value in both directions, positive and negative, to form our other y values, to form our other points. So we need to know it's our x from the vertex, and our y, we will evaluate y equals ax squared to know where to move from the vertex. So in this problem, our a is a negative 1. If you need to write that in to show that number, it is a negative 1, so negative 1x squared. So one x value from the vertex. Let's evaluate y equals ax squared. So y equals negative 1 times 1 squared. Exponents first, so negative 1 times 1 gives us a negative 1. So let's move in that direction on our graph. From our vertex point, we'll move one x value away and then move negative 1 y value. You can do the same with a negative 1 x value, so to the left 1 x value, and again you'll still go down 1 y value. If you need to show the work for that negative 1 to the left 1, you can evaluate using that same ax squared. So negative 1 squared is positive 1, and see that it's still going to move in the same direction. You move from the vertex to the right, and from the left, you'll go both directions, going down 1. Let's also evaluate for 2 points away from the vertex. So y equals ax squared again. So 2 squared is 4. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. If you want to evaluate for negative 2, going left 2, it will come out to be the same. So this time, from our vertex, be careful that you're moving from, that's the x value from your vertex, not from your previous point. We're going to go 2 values away on our x-axis and down 4 on our y-axis. So 2 values away from our x and down 4 on our y. And then go in the left, in the negative direction as well. So it makes that U shape opening down, which makes sense because this a value was negative, because our original problem had an a value being negative. It does make sense that this graph is opening down. Notice our vertex is where we said it should be, negative 3, negative 2, because we started there with our first point and moved from there to get the other points. Let's look at another example. Here we're going to graph y equals negative 3 times x plus 1 quantity squared plus 8. Start by identifying your vertex. HK, being careful to do the opposite of the H you see, so we'll have -1, and our K is +8. Go ahead and graph that vertex on your graph paper. So that vertex was at -1, 8. So that will be our vertex point. We now need to decide if we move 1 point away and 2 points away from our x value, both in the positive and in the negative direction, how many y values should we go? So let's look at that. So we're talking about x from the vertex. Be very careful that you're always talking from the vertex, not from the origin. So we're going to move 1 x value away and 2 x values away. If you want to evaluate the negatives, you can, but it works out to be the same as the positive once you square those. So our y value is going to be y equals ax squared. Notice in this problem our a is -3. So I'll evaluate y equals -3 times 1 squared and y equals -3 times 2 squared. 1 squared is 1. So when we move 1 x value away, we'll move 3 y values, so going down 3. And when we move 2 x values away, 2 squared is 4. -3 times 4 is -12. So when we move 2 x values away, we're going to move 12 y values. Notice this is not from the origin, it's from the vertex. So going back to our vertex, go 1 x value away in the positive or negative direction, and then we have -3 for our y value. Let's do that again in the other direction, so negative this time, and then again down 3. Now let's move 2 x values away. So 2 x values away, we evaluated our y to be -12. Should be there on our graph. 2 x values away and 12 y values. So again, go in the opposite direction. If you already went positive x values, now go negative x values. So here. We went 2 x values away from our vertex and -12 down. Connect those with a smooth curved line to make that parabola U shape. You could always check this in the graphing calculator. So go and enter this equation into your y equals. So we graph -3 times x plus 1 quantity squared plus 8. We know our vertex is at -1, 8. So there's the vertex, -1, 8, which is where we have it graphed. Then check the points. 0, 5. At 0, 5, that was our point that was 1 x value away. We said that we just went down 3, but the actual xy ordered pair, as it shows here in the table, is at 0, 5, so it does check out. See that the other side from the vertex is at -2, 5. So again, those points check out. You could also check from the vertex, check the points that are 2 x values away. So at 2 x values away, you should be at -3, -4, and that point is. And then this direction, 2 x values away, is at 1, -4. So you could always use the graphing calculator to verify that your points are in the correct place when you're moving from the vertex using that method to graph.